Hey guys, what is up? Hope everyone's having an awesome day. I want to talk about one of my other rigs today. I make a few changes to it. This is my Spider 3060 Zotac rig. This is a full 8-card build of Zotac 3060 cards. I am unsure if these are V1 or V2 3060s, but I'm going to see if I can kind of figure that out through a little bit of tinkering. These are in a SpiderMiner case right now. Love these cases. Love these cards. Everything's awesome about them. Currently, this rig is on Raven, and I think I want to move it over to Ethereum. I have it on SMOS. Here, if we jump over to the software, you can see it here. Here are 8 cards, 8 Zotac Nvidia RTX 3060 12GB cards. They are all running the same settings. On Raven, you look over here, I have 50 core for all of them, memory 2000, power limit is 135 or 130 depending on the card. I had them all at 130 and a couple of the cards were running a little bit lower than the others, so I bumped them up to 135 and they're all the same. So if you look over here, we got 23.5 to 23.7, 23.4. They're all right around that ballpark on Raven for a total rig hash rate of 188.6. A little bit different, some of these temperatures. This one must be right on the edge of the case. It's got some better airflow on that one. All the others at the same temperature. Nice and stable. You can see your efficiency is about 176, 180, 175, 183. So those are pretty good. That's right in the ballpark of where these 30 series cards should be for efficiency on Raven. What I want to do is start with T-Rex. There might be a better LHR miner out there, but for now I'm going to start on T-Rex. Going to throw them over. I'm going to put this on, I guess, like the 460 drivers to see if these are version 1 or version 2 cards. I think if they're version 2 and if you put them on those drivers, it will tell you that the cards aren't recognized. This is 460.39 drivers. But if I leave them, so if I put those drivers on there and they're the V1 cards, it should be good. If they're the V2 cards, I think that this rig will crash and just show me some errors. I won't recognize the cards or something like that. I've never done this before with the 3060 cards, so let's give it a shot. I already made a config for it. This is the Spider 3060 Zotac. Okay, so we're going to put that on there. We're going to put all this to -200. Memory's going to stay at 2000. Power limit, let's drop this to 120. Unfortunately, I don't have this on Hive, and I don't feel like taking it apart to put it on Hive right now, so I can't do a core lock. Last time I tried doing a core lock, it didn't work. Oh, look at this. This is new here. Values 500 and higher are treated as absolute values. Values lower than 500 may also be negative or treated as offset from default. Interesting. So this didn't have a core lock before. That's new on SpiderMiner. Let's see if this works here. Okay, so we'll put it at 1500 core lock. If it's at 1500, I can just leave this. We'll just leave that. Actually, you know what? Let's just cancel out of here. Okay, power is back. Here's our base power. Here's our base memory where we were at. Core, I'm going to put these all at 1500. Core GPU clock. Okay, perfect. Let's try that out. Move this over to Ethereum. We got Ethereum Spider 3060 Zotac. So this will be running the latest T-Rex. Let's just save and reload this. Overclock settings have applied. Very cool. Look at that. 1500 absolute core clock. So that's new on SpiderMiner. Last time I dug into this, SpiderMiner did not have that. Now that it does, I'm pretty happy. Where's our wattage on this? Cool. So that is working. Excellent. Okay, we're sitting at 35 for each of these cards. LHR 74. This is with the newer drivers. What I'm going to do here, go up here, it's in commands, Yeah, here we go. Official image reflash. So I've got the latest one here, which is the 470.74 drivers. But if you go down here to Nvidia 3060 unlocked hash rate with LOL miner, has the 460.39 drivers. So I'm going to click on this guy here, confirm. Let's see if this works. If these cards show up, it worked. So if these cards show up with the new drivers, it worked good. If they don't show up, that means that these are the V2. I'm sure there might be a way to check here on the BIOS, GPU BIOS. Not sure. This is all just a big experiment. Hang with me here, guys. Here we are many days later. Our Spider 3060 Zotac rig has been humming along nicely on Ethereum. And I'm very happy with this. Check this out, guys. Memory megahertz 2400. So this was at 2000 before on Raven. And I slowly ticked it up. I think I might be able to go higher than this, but I didn't want to push it too hard. Looking for stability here, nothing crazy. But I might be able to go a little higher. What are you guys using on your 3060 cards? So it turns out that these are indeed the Rev 2 models. I tried putting the driver back, as you saw. Had all kinds of issues with this thing. It went down to the 460 driver, and then when it didn't work, kept crashing, was on an infinite crash loop, didn't recognize the cards. And when I tried to go back to the, whatever it is, 473 driver, whatever the new one is, it would not let me. It just kept giving me errors, kept just not doing it, kept failing. So I had to take apart this rig and uninstall the little M.2 in it, put a new one in it. So I had to take some cards out there to make some space, reflash the whole thing manually, put it back in, started just fine. And then I have been slowly inking up this memory. So with this, I actually gained about 10 more hashes on this, 10 more mega hash, which is pretty cool. This rig was at, I don't know, 278 or so, 280, and now it is pretty stable around 290. You can check this out here. This power bounces around a bit. As you guys know now with the core lock, it bounces higher, lower to avoid that LHR detect. And these cards have all been sitting around 36 roughly, so that's pretty cool. This core lock works wonderfully. That's what I'm using for the power limit lock. The power limit is in here. This are all the data I had for Raven, but it's using that core to set the power. So we're sitting here around 100 watts per card. Cards are nice and cool. My kids are screaming in the background. Not sure if you can hear that. Not sure what they're up to, but they're going pretty crazy. And one interesting thing here, which is nice, I'm not sure if this is anything to do with SMOS versus Hive, but these cards are staying steady at LHR 74.5. So they started out at 74 and they actually went up to 74.5. My other rigs on my other rigs on Hive OS all dropped down to LHR 72 roughly. Even these 3060s, 72.5 is the best. Whereas this particular rig, and I have another rig too, they all went up to 74.5 or 75, which is really cool. So I'm getting a little bit more out of these ones. So the whole rig here, 288. Let's see what it's doing for income. Actually, first, let's see this here. Uptime, 4 days, 21 hours, 46 minutes. So it's about 5 days of stable since I've swapped that over to Ethereum, and I am nice and happy with that so far. You check out this calculator here for Ravencoin. We were doing 188 mega hash on Raven. 30 days current is about $514 US, not including electricity costs. So that'll come down a bit, but just pure income, 514. Jump over to Ethereum. We're actually doing about 288. We'll check that out in the pool and see too. It's just loading here. Current for 30 days, 548. So Raven, 514. Ethereum, 548. So that is pretty good. Ethereum is back on top for these cards. Ethereum is winning. So sorry, Raven, you were awesome. I'm holding on to you till that halving still, but I've got a good stack. Not as many as I'd hoped for, but it's all right. Hopefully those go somewhere with the halving. That's coming up in less than 30 days. Ethereum, doing better. You jump over here to the Raven halving countdown. 18 days and 17 hours. That is coming up pretty darn quick. So I'm really excited about that. I cannot wait to see what happens with Raven after that. 18 days. That is very cool. So I'm holding my coins. Going to keep close eye on this and see what happens. Raven's very first halving coming up very soon. Here's the actual pool data for the Zotac 3060. Current 289, average 275, reported 289. 100% valid shares. Well, one stale. I'm not sure how often this refreshes, but that's good. Nice and good. Look at the average here. 282, 283, 285, 271. So it dropped a little bit here. Not sure why. And then it's kind of coming back up. So we're averaging, close to that 280 range. That's pretty good. We will be leaving it there for a while on these 3060s. That is awesome. I like these cards. Nice and small, don't use much power, easy to stick into a rig. I know there's some better cards out now, but this was, at the time, pretty easy to find these 3060s, so I picked up as many as I possibly could. I think in total I've got 16-ish of these cards, maybe 18. Maybe, yeah, I don't know, roughly 18. I'd have to count them and find out, but I've got a few of them. These were all about $550 to maybe $650 Canadian, maybe $680 after taxes. So they were okay. You can get them in hand, and that's kind of what counted. So that's another rig on Ethereum for now. That's what it's doing. About $550 per month USD. That's pretty cool stuff. So thanks for watching. Check out my other videos to see some other real world numbers on some of these cards. I've got a lot of LHR cards that I'm running through. Got lots of Raven data on them, and now I'm getting some Ethereum data on them. So hopefully that helps some of you guys out, and hopefully some of you guys can help me out too. Let me know what you're using for your clocks here. I've got 2400. This started out at 2000. I've inched it up to 2400, and they're doing good. No crashes for just about 5 days. Nothing. LHR 74.5. These are all the Zotac Twin Edge, I believe they're called. Zotac something or other. They're the OC version of the card. I can't remember exactly which one it is. But let me know if I can keep going higher on that. Maybe you guys are at 3,000. Maybe you're at 2,000. Let me know. And that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.